Hey guys, it's the Graphinator, and today we're going to be looking at what is my first N-scale model. It's... I don't actually know the locomotive. AT&SF 3283. It's made by Bachmann. And if you live near Hobby Lobby, you can pick up this locomotive. It's quite cheap compared to what you'd normally see. On the back is just some information about the engine and the controller, and also some track layouts on the bottom. So we're gonna go ahead and get into this locomotive. You'd want to open it up like this. I was about to rip on that, which is not how you open up a locomotive. And let's pull out the let's pull these out first. On the front, you have your electrical stuff, plus your locomotive on the bottom. On the back, you have all your track. So it looks like with this set, you get probably just a complete circle, meaning you'd have to buy extra track for the set. So I'll probably jump cut it to get that out. But one thing I was told about N-scale is you want to get... Oh, and here's just a bunch of probably couplers for if your stuff breaks. What I was told about N-scale is if you're running it, you have to get track that is flat. Like, you can't run it with hills, but that's just what I was told. So let's take a look at the locomotive that comes with it. And first thing I notice is that's actually really light compared to an HO scale model. And I like it. Oh, and there goes the foam that was right here, I'm guessing. It's an 060 with a tender, and I've got a HO scale model. It kind of looks like this, but it's a Southern Pacific. Now let's look at the rolling stock you get. First thing you'd get is a boxcar, a Green Bay and Western boxcar, which doors do not open like they do on HO scale models. Next up, you get a Southern not boxcar, you get a hopper, coal hopper. And these are going to be a lot more fun to put on the rails compared to HO scale, because it's a smaller size. And next is a brake fan, and yes, I'm using the British term brake fan instead of the American term caboose. It's just convenient to say. Underneath the cardboard, it's just cardboard. Nothing too special. Another thing I noticed is the gears, or the gearbox, or transformer, or whatever it is the same style they use in the HO scale style. Also, yeah, there's a lot of noise in the background. Even though I said I was recording. Ow. Got my finger caught on the rails. Alright, yep. I predicted it. Just enough to make a complete circle. Now, I'm going to do a jump cut so that you guys don't have to watch me painfully set up the rails. So one thing I will note is that this was actually kind of tougher than setting up the HO scale model. And it's a lot tougher to get your rolling stock attached to your locomotive. However, I haven't done the 20 minutes forward, 20 minutes backwards to get the motor in, but I will show you guys the locomotive. So we're going to set her backwards. Oh. Well, let's see if she creeps a bit. Oh. And she derailed in the back. How slow can she go? It's amazing to make something run at such a small scale, especially a locomotive. So let's have her do her first loop. What do you guys think? Alright. And I just, there we go. Now, I have seen HO scale or N scale railway before at a, and the wires is on the rails. I have seen an N scale railway before. It was at a train museum. I wish I had the footage of it. I think they were running diesels. I don't know if they were running steam locomotives, but if there's footage, I'll have to show you guys. But there are pictures, and if I do find them, I'll be sure to add them. So I'm gonna let this do its 20 minutes forward and 20 minutes backwards, and I will be right back. Now, one thing I really want to point out is how small this scale is. It's basically the size of your thumb. And for small models, they are pretty expensive. This model alone was I think it was 119? Expensive. But I don't know how to hook them up. Every model's different, and N scale is the same. Oh, I got it. And I lost it again. So, and this scale is something that I've really never worked with. Oh yeah, and I got a special video that I'm wanting to do later on my HO scale track. I got some new locomotives I'll show you guys. I can't get this hooked up. So, and I lost it again. But would you guys like to see me do videos going around antique stores, looking at locomotives, HO scale and N scale? Which, actually, one of the reasons I wanted to go N scale is not because of the size of the stuff, it's because I would have a specific locomotive that is one of my favorites. If you happen to know the JNR class D51, then you know what I'm looking for. So that's why I went N scale. And there's the locomotive going around. Okay, I've got some explaining I need to do. You don't want to run N-scale models on the floor because they'll pick up hair or anything that's on the floor. And this video was supposed to come out on Saturday or Sunday. However, that didn't happen because the model, one of the piston rods came off. And when I took it to return it, well, not return, exchange it, one of the parts broke on the thing. So yeah, lesson learned, do not run HO scale models on the floor. So I went into my room and grabbed the table, cleaned it off, and yeah, I'm running it on that now. Also, I don't know if you guys noticed it or not, I got some more HO scale stuff. Also, that diesel ton's a custom, which I'll talk about that some other time. I'm actually working on restoring this one. Hang on, it's connected to Henry. This one. It's got... I cleaned its wheels off, and it runs a heck of a lot nicer now, but it's still got some issues. It might need to get lubricated, which I don't know how you do that on an HO scale model, so, yeah. I also have a couple diesels that I got from, well, let's just say I got quite a few things from an antique store. This right here is tender driven, and it's gonna be in one of my videos on why I don't like tender driven engines. So, yeah. There's a reason I got N scale, because N scale is gonna be my, is gonna be what I get my favorite locomotive in, because they don't have an HO scale model of it. So, also, I made a new Diesel 10. I'll talk about this in another video. So, yeah. Back to what this video is supposed to be about before, you know, we had an issue. But yeah, do not run them on the floor, because if you run them on the floor, chances are you're going to destroy them. So this is about my second N scale model I have now. Where did I put the?
No, that's not it. That's screen protector.
Ah, never mind. I also found out it's a lot harder to do the couplings on an N scale model than an HO scale model. Because HO scale, you could just back them in and sometimes they'll hook up, sometimes they won't. N scale, you have to manually do it, so that's one of the only things I really don't like about N scale. One of my friends says N scale is his favorite scale for models because they're so small and you could put them in places that you wouldn't normally be able to use an HO scale model. And the track is small and easy to set up. I mean, I'm running this on my little table in my room right now. I would not be able to fit an HO scale model up here. Unless I made a bigger table. I probably couldn't even fit a wooden railway model. Scratch that, I probably could. I can. So, yeah. I'm going to be building an N-scale Diesel 10 as well. We'll have to see how that turns out. Unfortunately, none of my Diesel 10s are motorized. I can't work with motors at that scale. So, I guess that's it for the video. If you guys liked and enjoyed it, feel free to subscribe or like and share. And comment, because I really like reading your guys' comments, even if I don't get many on my channel. Well, with that said, I hope you enjoyed. Bye.